So this is not the most optimal of times. It's very windy, the temperature is dropping, but I have a new nuke here. This is a nucleus of bees. There are 5 frames inside here. You can see that some of them already decided to come out. So my car is full of bees. Actually, my wife's car is full of bees. And I'm going to take the bees out of here and put them in there. That's going to be their new home. So I need a veil to protect my face because I'm going to invade their temporary home, which they will defend. I'm going to use gloves because I've got a feeling they're going to be extra spicy because they just traveled about 120 miles. Burlap to put in the smoker. And this produces a thick smoke which disorients them. A hive tool to lift up frames, a lighter to light the smoker, and a block to cover up the door. It's an entrance reducer, so they will only be able to go in and out through this hole. So that's what we're gonna do. That's my rooster. So I put my veil on. I'm still wearing my work clothes from today because it's gonna get cold. I wanna make sure I get them in and safe. So I'm gonna put gloves on just because I have to put my hands in there. If these were my personal bees, I wouldn't worry about it because they just don't care. But I do not know these bees and they are already loose, as you can see. So I'm gonna put on gloves to keep myself safe. I'm going to unscrew the top here and then start changing out frames. So I have the smoker going. I need to make this really quick as far as the installation. So what I'm gonna do is I have a hive already set up with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 empty frames in it. This is a place for them to build their honeycomb on. I have a board down here that acts kind of like a front porch. It allows them to come in here. It's the entrance to the hive. They'll come in here and then they can hang out underneath this, and then they can come up and under and enter up here. So I'm going to take them out of here and put them into here. Take a hive tool. They make something called propolis, which is this brown sticky material, and they use that to seal up all the cracks and crevices and joints and things to make this pretty much airtight from wind and drafts. But it's really sticky, and so you have to pry it off. Oh my goodness, it's really stuck on there. So basically what I'm doing is I'm peeling the top off their house, so they may or may not like this. They'll like their new home, but this part they might not like. Let's see. There they are. All this brown material along the sides is propolis. I'm gonna pop this in here. Kind of shake them in. Put this down and give them a little smoke. The smoking disrupts their communication. It also puts them back down inside the hive. It drives them down and it keeps them safe down there. So I've got 5 plastic hives, 1, 2, 3, or 5 frames, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I'll put them in the spot over here. So by smoking this, they will be calm. I use a brush to brush bees in and to keep them safe in there. So now I'm going to pry this off. I have to put the video camera down and move them over quickly because it's getting really cold. Okay, so I've got one that's rather spicy. She's tried to be friends with me a little more than she should. So I'm going to give them a little bit of smoke. I'm going to pull this up. But this is capped brood. And over here we've got some honey down in the cells. Got some bees going all over. So I'm just slowly putting them in here. So I'm gonna take this box, I'm gonna turn it upside down and give it a pop and have them hopefully go down inside. There's quite a few left in there. I think the queen might be down in there because everyone is up here looking and they're all clustered down in the bottom. Yeah, I don't see the queen, but we're gonna shake these bees out of this box into this box and put the lid on it because it's getting cold and windy. There's also a screen on the front. I'm going to smoke this in there, which should drive them out and then down into the lower box. The smoke doesn't hurt them, it just disorients them. And hopefully they will go down into the box. I can put the lid on and then this will be their new home. So here they are. All 5 frames are installed with the 5 new frames for them. I've got an inner cover on, then I've got this what's called a telescoping cover on the top. I've got a queen excluder right here, so the bees can go in and out also through the top, but they cannot have the queen escape. So that way the queen will make this her home and everyone will hopefully stick around. So these are pretty young bees. They're not quite sure where to go yet. The wind has disoriented them from the scent. So I'm going to pick them up if I can and put them in. There we go. And now these will be able to tell the other ones how to get in and out. So they're not really interested in stinging me. They don't really know that this is their home yet. Once they establish this as their entrance and exit, then they'll be able to find their way in and out pretty easily. I'm going to add some food in an upper feeder on top of this. So I'm going to make sure that these all have a place to go. Once they establish this as their entrance and exit, then they will be able to come and go without any issues. But right now they don't know that this is really their home because the wind is keeping them from doing they do a flight pattern around and check out all sides of their hive before they fly off to orientate themselves. And they do a much larger circle. And so they're in the process of trying to do that now, but it's so windy that they can't really get their bearings. I'm going to add a feeder right here to the top. So I'm going to pull this off, put a box on top of it, put the feeder inside and put this lid on top of it, which is why they call it telescoping top, because it telescopes higher and higher. But that way they'll have food for tonight. So when bees become cold, they become very lethargic. So these bees look like they're about to die. And these bees are starting to get comfortable. This one on the top is defending me from being able to put them back in there. So I'm going to warm them up and allow them to crawl back in. But they are becoming rather spicy, as they do not like me going towards their home. So I've warmed them up by blowing on them. I'll put them here. They will go in with the rest of their sisters and warm up, saving their lives. This one appears to be pretty warm. Yep. Now they're starting to come out a little bit more to defend their home. They realize that this is their house. So they're starting to push out to keep me from messing with them.